She went quietly, but now she is speaking out live on this programme in just a minute. Lisa Jardine, who stood down as head of the Human Fertilisation and Embryology Authority in January, now reveals that she was forced out. She's broken her silence to join the growing chorus of women axed from top public jobs who say that they are casualties of a government drive to dramatically reduce the independence of arm's-length bodies. Quangos, quasi-autonomous non-governmental organisations. Entering government, David Cameron promised a bonfire of the Quangos, and so far over 180 have gone up in smoke. But it is their status as quasi-autonomous non-governmental organisations that has prompted this recent row. Sally Morgan claims that Michael Gove's decision not to reappoint her as chair of the Schools Inspectorate, Ofsted, is part of a, quote, determined effort by Number 10 to appoint Conservative supporters to public bodies. But do the numbers bear this out? Figures released by the Cabinet Office state that Labour-affiliated appointees in the first 2 years of the coalition more than double the number of Conservatives. But Labour says the government has a problem with women and point to the removal of Liz Forgan from the chairmanship of the Arts Council, Susie Leather from the Charities Commission, Baroness Andrews from English Heritage, and now Lisa Jardine, the former chair of the Human Fertilisation and Embryology Authority, has added her voice to this list. Before Christmas, the Cabinet Office issued new guidelines stating that reappointments should be the exception rather than the rule. But is this desire for freshness destroying the independence of bodies which are supposed to be kept at arm's length? And Lisa Jardine is with me now, along with the Conservative MP Nadhim Zahawi, who's at Westminster. Thanks for joining us. Let's start with you, Lisa Jardine. Why did you go quietly and why are you speaking out now?
I went quietly because I was at the end of a second three-year term, although Earl Howe had told me on several occasions that he wished me to stay on till the next election. But, you know, if you speak out, and the Baroness Morgan has faced this, you look as if you're terribly self-absorbed and terribly, you know...
But you're speaking out now, aren't you?
Yeah, but nobody's irreplaceable. I'm speaking now just because I was so stunned when I saw there was a list of us. I saw the pattern, and actually a journalist approached me, and I thought, well, you know what? You know, there are a lot of us, and we need to think about what this is about. And
do you think that this is orchestrated by Central Office, by Number 10?
No, I think it is... I actually think if it's orchestrated by anybody, it's orchestrated by the Cabinet Office, and it's an attempt to bring the remaining Quangos, arm's-length bodies, into closer proximity to government. And, you know, we are the checks, and I'm not we anymore, they are the checks and balances to government policy. That's what gives us such a terrific regulatory system, for instance. And to bring us closer by making the chairs, as it were, party spokespeople is a bad idea.
Well, let's go to Nadhim Zahawi. You're getting rid, according to the accusation, of the crucial checks and balances of government policy. What do you make of that?
Well, you wouldn't be surprised that I don't agree, in the sense that if you look at the track record, Sally Morgan was appointed by Michael Gove in the first place. The idea that you want to bring in fresh thinking, fresh blood is a good one. It applies in the private sector. The mean period for serving as a non-exec chairman or a NED, non-executive director, is about 4 years. And so having that change, I think, is good for the way you run government. The reason that this is good is because you want people who are competent in doing the job. Doesn't matter which party they are affiliated to. Indeed, if you look again at the government's track record, they've appointed more people who are affiliated to the Labour Party. I don't think it should matter what your affiliation is. What should matter is, are you capable of doing the job? You know, the government appointed Lord Hutton.
Okay, let Lisa Jardine have a jump in.
I have no argument. I have no argument about the party. I'm not interested in the party politics.
But so, are you in favour of freshness, new faces doing the new job?
There is a fundamental misunderstanding here, because the arm's-length bodies, the ones that have survived the cull, do jobs that are, certainly in the case of the one I chaired, incredibly specialised, incredibly precise, incredibly expert. It took me 2 to 3 years to learn how to do the job. This is not chairing, you know, monthly gentlemen's club meetings or ladies' club meetings.
So you needed the time and the experience to do it well.
And at this precise moment, legislation is going to go through Parliament related to mitochondrial disease, which is related to IVF. At the moment, there is no chair. I would have taken that through. I only wanted to take that through. That's the only thing I regretted. I wanted to take the new legislation through Parliament.
Nadeem Zahawi, isn't the real story here for your supporters that you're not getting rid of the crangos fast enough? Because there's something like 900 crangos. You've got rid of 180. I think you've managed to amalgamate another 70. The Daily Mail, for one, is up in arms that you haven't done it fast enough. You promised to get rid of the Crango state.
Well, I'm certainly very happy. Certainly the people of Stratford-on-Avon are happy that we got rid of the regional development agencies, which were costing billions and billions of pounds, and we replaced them with something much more effective, like the LEPs, the local enterprise partnerships. And you know, that sort of work is still ongoing, and it's important work. But I think, you know, we came on to debate whether you should have, you know, fresh thinking, people who can come in and manage, whether it be Quangos or the new chief executive of the NHS, who, by the way, is a senior Labour advisor. And you know, does it make a difference if you have people, you know, actually serving longer than they should be?
Okay,
I think
you made that point before, I think. As well. Let me just turn to Lisa finally. He says it's not about parties. Is it about women?
I think it's really an accident. I think it's that the government is gender blind in a bad way, and so they didn't notice they were removing, I think it's 7 women, including me, from these jobs all at once. I mean, Diana Warwick of the Human Tissue Authority was stood down, sacked at the same time. I think it's a sort of accident, but by God, it tells you something about who's running this country, that nice bunch of Etonians.
Goodness, I think that's a discussion for another day, perhaps. Lisa Jardine, Nadeem Zahawi, thank you very much indeed.